It is Saturday. Gonna run a shop vac over this engine, clean it up a little bit. I'm not worried about the oil and grease that might be on it. I mean, the whole engine and transmission are probably gonna get rebuilt, so they'll get cleaned up. But what I don't want to work with is all this debris. What's worse than grease and dirt and oil is rat feces and gecko feces and whatever else is in there. So I'll shop vac it up and separate the transmission and the engine. I can't tell if that's actually leaking or if it was from when I disassembled it. I'll have to look at my video, but regardless, whatever seals are there are just going to get replaced anyway, so not a big deal. All right, it's a wee bit better. Still a little dusty. There's very few scenarios I can imagine where this engine is not going to get rebuilt. Yeah, compression was good against all cylinders, but oil is getting into, or the coolant is getting into the oil somehow. So I'm kind of eager to really separate these two and take a look at the bottom oil pan off and see if there's a sleeve that's showing some kind of clear indication of water leakage. Anyway, a bit more cleaning to do before we get to that. I found this guy just sitting. Oh, I know what this is from. Maybe I don't. Found this guy just sitting on the engine. When I disassembled it, I dropped this on there. Obviously, I don't recall where this came from, this spacer or this bushing. So I'll have to look at my old video to figure it out. bit looser than I thought it was going to be. That's the one thing I could say on the Evora and the Esprit, is that I have yet to find a single bolt I would say has been over tightened. If anything, they're under tightened, but go back together, they will get torqued to whatever the specification is. All right, take a picture. Okay, number 1 bolt is in the 10 o'clock position, and number 2 will be here, 3, 4. So I will go clockwise with the bolts. I don't see any shims. Sometimes starter motors have shims. Not this one. There it is. We know it works because it turned the engine over. All right. This is interesting. This is bolt number 6, which is in the 5 o'clock position. It has 3 washers on it, which is weird, but whatever. Number 6, 5 o'clock position. Got like 4 or 5 junky cheap ratchets that I use when I want to do something that might break the ratchet, like right now. I got it. All right, number 7 is in the 6 o'clock position. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 washers. Check this out. Bolt number 9, which is in the 8 o'clock position, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 washers. Interesting. I'll look at the parts diagram and see if that's what they intended. Otherwise, it implies that this has been a part once before. Potentially, the clutch had to be done. So 31,000 miles on the original clutch, it's possible. I'm guessing it didn't come from the factory that way, though. bolt number 11 is in the 3 o'clock position. Hello. Wow, there's a mouse nest in there. I thought this was going to support it. I thought it was centered enough, but obviously there's more weight to the front of the engine. That's too bad. What are the chances I can pick this up? Not that heavy. That was not good. Give you guys a quick look. You can see the cylinder walls are nice and smooth. There's no scoring. I don't know what that is. There's no scoring. They're all really smooth. Which is good to see. Found this in there though. Hopefully there's nothing. Found this. Hopefully there's nothing currently living in it. Don't need. Connecticut has its own mice. We don't need mice from a cigarette butt. Huh. Yeah, we don't need mice from Florida as well. Let's vacuum that up. What do you think? Just reuse the clutch the way it is? I don't think so. Yep. Let's see. Try the small impact gun first. I don't really have a way of preventing it from rotating. I could try to get someone out here to help me. They could probably hold it with a bar. Let me see what this does. Well, that's good. Let's see about this one. That's the way. Clutch is off. All right, these bolts are weird. The 17 would probably fit on if I tapped it on. Is it possible that it's in there? Shouldn't be. American. Well, maybe not, but it's 11/16. 11/16 will fit. Fits much snugger than the 18 millimeter, and the 17. Again, if I wanted to hammer it on there, I could have, but. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ain't coming off this way. Turns over nice and easy, that's for sure. That's that one. Let's see if I can get another one somewhere. All right. There's my breaker bar. Victory. However, loosening the bolts still doesn't mean the flywheel's off. That could be a challenge in itself. Guess we'll find out in a minute. Smell the Loctite. All right. I don't have a puller big enough for this. I don't think this is going to make a difference because it's not as if it's rusted on there. It's just pressed on, but won't hurt it. Let's see, there's a pin there. Try to hit it right on the pins. Wow, that came off way easier than I was expecting. I don't know if this is going to be good or not. The machine shop. Look at that. Again, negative 0.05, or that's 0.055 with a negative means under. Under what? I don't know. Whatever measurement they took. The impression I get is that was machined once before. Okay, back from the hardware store. with 4 M10 bolts with a 1.5 pitch, which should just thread nicely into the bell housing. Yep. So that I can attach the bell housing to the engine stand. Gotta get it up in the air first. Again. This washer is from the one bell housing bolt that goes onto the starter motor. And there's the oil. So for anybody that wanted to know what a 1991 Lotus Esprit engine looks like when it's upside down on an engine stand, here you go. I'm taking the oil pan off, and I want to see what it looks like on the underside. There's about a cup and a half of antifreeze in the oil, so I think that's low enough where it saved the bearings, the bottom end bearings. I don't think those are going to be affected, but this will gives me insight into why antifreeze was getting in there to begin with, because I haven't been able to find it thus far. So yeah, it's going to come off. It'll either tell us something or it won't. Regardless, one way or the other, it's going to a machine shop to be professionally rebuilt. 99.9% certain of that. I don't know at this point what I would find that would change my mind and say, oh, I can do this in here. Probably not going to happen. So far, they're all the exact same length. Okay, the through bolt with the nut attached to it, whoa, come back here, goes to that hole. So the middle hole on what would be the left-hand side of the oil pan if it's facing down. Okay, the longer through bolt goes to the foremost hole in the oil pan. So the longer through bolt of the two, the shorter one goes here, the longer one goes here. Okay. The three longer bolts all go to the front of the oil pan. The three holes for the front of the oil pan. Okay, as of this moment, the only thing holding this on should be sealant. Here we go. Now what's under it? Ooh, that is mud. Definitely in need of an oil change. Look at this. Look how thick that is. It's so dirty. I had been hoping that there'd be a way to clearly tell which sleeve was leaking, but the sleeves are down there. You get a light on it. Cylinder walls look nice, but good God, sludge everywhere. And because of all the sludge, there's no way I can tell my untrained eye which one of these sleeves could be potentially leaking. Well, this one. Yeah, I'm not. I had been hoping, I don't know what I was thinking, that there would be some kind of staining around the sleeve that's busted, that's leaking. But there's so much filth in there, I'm not going to be able to see anything. I had thought that by leaving keep in mind, I put fresh oil on this thing and then circulated it for quite a bit and then let it drain for days and days and days. And I figured I had basically all the material out of it, but not that stuff. It's nasty. That is sludge. I'd say it was likely overdue for an oil change. There was antifreeze right there. The oil separated and there was antifreeze right there, green antifreeze that ran onto this. So there's still antifreeze trapped in the engine oil itself. Interesting. So I'm not even gonna putz around with this thing. I want to give it to the machine shop exactly as it is with the oil pan back on, of course. I want them to look at it and try to determine if any of these marks indicate leakage of the water jacket into the bottom of the crankcase. I don't know enough about, that's some kind of sealant on there, obviously. But here, what's going on here? I'm going to ask them to look at it. So, this nasty, disgusting oil. I mean, if this is what oil looks like, when you change your oil and you think you get everything out, and you still have stuff built up on it like this sludge, that's nasty. coagulated oil. Yeah, look how thick that is. Nasty. All right. So this is going to be short because basically what I'm going to do is, well, I got to put the oil pan back on, and then take off and document what I take off from the top side, any of the remaining junk that the machine shop shouldn't have to deal with. Let's give you guys a look inside the oil pan. Look at this. Nasty. Goop. Very, very nasty. All right, goes back together now. So yesterday when I was in here, I had more or less decided that I was just gonna package this thing up and bring it to a machine shop. And I might still do that, but honestly I thought about it all day today, and I'm thinking, why not take it apart? That's what the machine shop's gonna have to do. Ugh. My point is, I don't think I'll do any harm taking it apart for the machine shop. I saw some pictures online of another sleeve from an Eclat with a similar engine arrangement, but the Eclat had a hole in one of the liners, which wasn't evident until the liners were actually removed. So first and foremost, I'm going to continue to strip the components off it that don't need to be there. And when I get it down to the bare engine, I may or may not drop the oil pan again and yank the crank and pull out the pistons and clean them up. Just to have a good look at them before I ship them off to the machine shop. I'm running out of things to take off here. This crank cover can come off. For that I want to hold on. Alright, so I'm at that point. Do I rotate it and take the pan off yet again, and this time disassemble it? Who wants to see me make a big mess out of a Lotus engine? Probably nobody and everybody. You have to be really good about documenting everything. It's the view we had yesterday. pseudo breaker bar. Oh, wow. I don't want to rub against anything. One loose. All right, before I go any further, that's it for tonight, and the reason being is I don't want to go any further until I have the parts I've got off already in Ziploc bags labeled, and then I already supply Ziploc bags to and labels to tie to the pistons as they come out. One, their position, and two, just keep all the pieces together, including the the bearings. We're not going to reuse the bearings, of course, but I want the machine shop to see what it looked like, so they can gauge any kind of wear. They could do it anyway by measuring the crankshaft, but yeah, I don't want to go any more for tonight. All the rod cap ends are loose, broken free, in theory. There's not really much of a lip. There's discoloration, but there's not much of a lip. So each of these pistons should work their way out. I should be able to push them through. I was worried that I might have to pull them out this way, which would involve getting the crank out first. But I don't think that's going to be the case, because these cylinder walls are so... even the tops, there's no lip or rim or anything there. So I will push them forward, and they should just slide out. If they don't, if I meet resistance at the very lip, then it's not a matter of debris built up there from being a part of the cylinder that doesn't fire. It's due to the wear on the rest of the cylinder, and that top part doesn't get the wear. I will then likely pull them out as opposed to pushing them through. But that's for tomorrow, I think. Yeah. All right. Look at this stuff. I don't know. Here's a close-up of sludge dripping. Nasty. There you go, close-up of sludge dripping. All right. See you tomorrow. Okay, to the cost, there's no new costs. We're still at $44, $24, $16. I said it last time, and I'll say it again. There's not necessarily a lot of cost involved with taking something apart. But the next video I post will likely show me hauling off the engine to the machine shop. For them to do their thing, I'm going to have to place an order with JE to get the parts I need. So yeah, the price will start going up relatively soon. Thanks for following.